Hey guys, I thought I'd do a water fasting vlog, and I'm not making a colossal effort to get up to do it, to be honest. I'm on day 11 at the moment, so 0 calories, only drank water for 11 days. Feel fine, nothing major going on. As with all of us, my interest in food physically is completely gone, and it will be until my body's finished healing what it needs to heal. Doesn't mean my psychological interest in food has gone, and that's part of the wondrous battle that we go through when fasting, and it's a wonderful way to discipline yourself. When we're fasting, we have to enter a state of present-mindedness. The times you'll see if you do try fasting that you wander off into the idea of when the fast ends, or if you go into the fast thinking that this is a painful situation where I'm abstaining from food, that focus will ruin you completely. What you need to do is go into the fast enjoying and being grateful for the time of healing that you're getting after all that time of eating that you've had, and the deep restful states as well. Now, I've never been as tired as I am on this fast in all my other fasts, but then I've never been as exhausted in my life as I was going into this fast as well. And there's an overwhelming feeling of tiredness with me. I'm sleeping between 13 and 16 hours a day. But at the same time, when I am awake, I'm very creative. I've had more mental clarity than I've had in years, I dare say, since I got to Tanzania. And I've actually been quite productive and implementing things, planning my books, as you all know that I'm doing. And I even started writing my blog again and opened a new blog site as well. So I'm also quite effective at the same time as feeling tired. But right now I'm going into a bit of a detox. I'm feeling a little bit lethargic, and that can bring its own different symptoms. A little bit of nausea, tiredness, difficulty moving around. But I might find that tomorrow I'm fine and I can move around with ease and jump in the shower and so on and so forth. It all depends on what your body's doing on any given day. Now, I looked at the comments on my other videos, and people were asking me what sort of water are you drinking. And for all it's not optimal, I'm just drinking tap water. I'm not even using a filter, and I've always done that. I probably haven't seen maximum benefits, but I've seen huge benefits regardless of using tap water. I drink depending on the day itself. Today, I'm only drinking according to my thirst. I'm actually probably you would say, in my normal range, I'm quite dehydrated. Now, certain fasting doctors and clinics will say that you must drink a lot of water to stay heavily hydrated. I don't necessarily agree with that 100%, because I find when I back off on water consumption, I go into more restful cleansing states, and it's easier for me. So if I drink according to thirst, just a sip every now and then throughout certain days, not every day, I feel better. I feel better for it. So I follow what my body wants me to do on that side of things. One of the main events for me, I've not really had a massive change in anything in the last few days since my last vlog, but on the spiritual side of things, I have had a lot of communications with God. And I've said prayers, and friends new and old, have appeared on my WhatsApp or in my email with the answer to the prayers that I have said. And it's really been quite a powerful and profound thing that he is answering me so quickly. And last night I went to bed with something on my mind, and this morning I woke up with a Bible verse, not a known memorized verse, but a book of the Bible and the relevant chapter was in my mind. And I looked, I have the King James Bible in my phone. I looked and it answered exactly what it was that was dwelling on my mind as I went to sleep. So God is there with me. And I think one of the interesting things for me, I'm fasting at the moment in the UK, as you know, and we have just had one of the worst, and are in one of the worst snowstorms the country's had for 50 years. Makes it quite nice and cozy to sit inside under a blanket, of course. But while I'm in here, and Fritzy's in here as well, bless her, as I said it earlier on in the video, it's finding the very middle of yourself and that present-mindedness that's important. And I am wondering, I do wonder, I'm not a perfectionist, I'm not the Buddha, even if I doubt the Buddha was a perfectionist either, to be honest. But I do wonder. And what I'm trying to do is stay plugged into the kingdom. Now, the kingdom of heaven is within us. And as was taught by Jesus, you must take no thought. But as was taught by Buddha, you must stay centered in the middle of the Dharma wheel. Now, if you don't know that image or what that means, it means the world is a spinning wheel and you must stay centered and unreactive in the middle of that wheel to what's going on around you. When you're fasting, you get no greater time to do that, I feel. As the wheel of life spins around you and your mind starts bugging you with ideas of food or ideas of what I might want to be doing or ideas of, oh, I wish I was out there, I'd love to go for a walk in this snowstorm, I'm that sort of person. Things like this, that you don't allow it. As your mind does it, you say yes, of course, but you come back to the center of your Dharma wheel. You come back to taking no thought. And the more you can do that for a prolonged period of time, the easier it is to stay in there and the easier your fast becomes. You must stay present. You mustn't, to the best of your ability, obsess about food. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I've done it. I do it. But it's a psychological obsession. It's not a physical. Because my physical body knows exactly what's going on here. And it knows that it needs what is happening inside me. I can feel it. I can feel the changes going on within me. I can feel the cleansing. I can feel the mental clarity. I can feel it all shifting. Now, I had a problem whilst I was run down. I kept getting repetitive bouts of thrush on the area of a man where you don't want repetitive bouts of thrush. I was getting fungal problems which were repeating because my immune system was down, and also I must have had an overgrowth within there as well. Probably due to the immense amount of antibiotics and antiparasitics I'd taken when I had malaria and typhoid and amoebiasis. I unbalanced myself. But I know that within 21 days, all of that will find equilibrium, which you can't find any other way. People will eat candida diets for 2 years and still not be right. If they fasted 21 days, they'd be right. All the fungus is rebalanced, the bacteria is rebalanced. And then what you need to do is when you start again is to try and quickly repopulate with the more beneficial bacteria than the negative ones that were causing you trouble. Now, I recently had, so that problem's gone is what I'm saying. It's gone now at the moment completely, and I know it has. I can sense it. I can feel that that was part of the healing I've gone through in the last few days, and why I felt so detoxy is the term I'll use, because my body was eating up the fungal infection, the candida inside me. Now, I had my iridology done recently, and it showed there's a blemish in my eye, and I'll put that video on soon. It showed that there was a build-up of perhaps pharmaceuticals in my in my lymph in a certain area down towards my groin area, I believe it was. But I know what those are. Like I say, this time I went through where I had everything, those antibiotics, antiparasitics and so on and so forth, have been that problem. Now that blemish in my eye it shows a deposit in my body, and I'm going to wait until I'm finished fasting and cleaning myself with the diet following that as well, and then I'll redo my iridology so you can all see how this works and see that my body has lifted those toxins from itself and allowed me to move on. Now, aside from the physical toxins, my emotional toxins are lifting as well. And I'm going to make another video when I've got a bit more power, a bit more energy, on rewiring my brain, which is something the universe is teaching me at the moment, and the way I react to certain things. However, I mentioned I started a new blog, and I think that blog in part will be part of my healing, because I'm a big believer that we must own our stories, and there's no better way to own it than to put it out there. And I've believed in this a long time. This is why I've been so open on YouTube about my journey with depression and everything in the past, and as open as I can with what's going on in Tanzania and my emotions and feelings. When you own it, it strengthens you. But sometimes we don't want to own it, and I find in this fast that God is revealing to me many times where I haven't bothered to own events in my life in Tanzania, people passing, decisions we've made. You have to understand, I make life-changing decisions every day out there. You decide to pay for surgery for a baby and then receive a phone call saying the baby didn't wake up from anesthetic. It sits on you, these things, and you bury it. You don't own it. You bury it out the way. And if you don't own it and accept it as part of what happened in your life, then it can cause a great deal of physical problems along with the emotional. So that's the other thing in the last few days that has been really big, is the emotional cleansing that I'm going through. And God is teaching me a lot at the moment, and a lot of tools that I will take back to Tanzania, which I plan to go to on the 28th of March. My flight is booked, and I will get started out there making a lot of headway and progress. Some people have already raised money to build the new, not all, they've raised £10,000 towards building a new children's home, so I'm going to set that away before my son is born, and then I'll be heading back home again. And I can't wait, because I miss the kids, and I miss my dogs especially a lot, because they're with me 24/7 normally. I've never been away this long. So I think my fast will last 21 days. Then I'll refeed and then spend some time actually relaxing in England. For all I'm relaxing now, I mean doing things that I find enjoyable, and also getting some bits and pieces for baby being born with Fritzy as well. So, and then off I go. But that's day 11. Love you all. Happy fasting if you are fasting. If you're not, then, and you don't understand it, don't worry. I'm not dying. All is good. I'll be fine. I could go for 50 days if I wanted. I'm going to make a video about a man who fasted 380 something days, in fact, just to show everybody what the human body is actually capable of. Quite profound in comparison to what the science books have told us. So, love you all. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, as it really helps us to grow the channel, and with it help more children here in Tanzania. Also, don't forget you can support our work by sharing with children in crisis here. Be it sharing for a particular need, or even sharing one-on-one support for education, housing, food and medical care. It can be done for as little as the cost of a cup of coffee a week back in the West, after all. Just visit www.sharetanzania.co.uk to find out more. Lastly, remember you can also support us via Patreon, www.patreon.com/featherstail, and help keep us here in Tanzania to continue our work. The links for the website and for the Patreon are in the description box of this video. Love and light, guys. See you soon.